On one occasion, an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. "Teacher," he asked, "what must I do to inherit eternal life?" "What is written in the law?" he replied. "How do you read it?" He answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." "You have answered correctly," Jesus replied. "Do this and you will live." But he wanted to justify himself, and so he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" In reply, Jesus said, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by the other side. So too a Levite. When he came to the place and saw him, he passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. 'Look after him,' he said, 'and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expenses that you may have.' Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers?" The expert in the law replied, "The one who had mercy on him." And Jesus told him, "Go and do likewise." Luke 10:25 through 37. Proctor, pastor of Emmanuel Baptist Church in Ypsilanti, Michigan. It is the 29th day of July, and man, July is now gone, isn't it? This is Thursday, with the day that we kind of look at what the message is going to be on Sunday, and we are looking at the parables of Jesus. We will be dealing with most of the parables that are written in the Gospels and looking and seeing what those might tell us today. And oftentimes, I am finding that just the easy way to preach them often is the way that we have done it. But there may be some other message in it, and that's what we're trying to dig out, is maybe that little deeper spiritual message that will help us grow. And in this parable, the parable of the Good Samaritan, of course, the easy way to teach it was that, just as Jesus said, there was a guy who fell among robbers. They almost killed him. He's in the ditch. He's stripped naked, or his clothes are torn, whatever. And a religious man, a priest, comes by and you would think would offer help. Well, there may be reasons that he did not. We do not know, but the fact is that he did not offer the help. Then a Levite, another spiritual type person, comes by and he sees the man in the ditch, and he too just continues to walk on. But this hated Samaritan, Jesus often uses those which you would not consider to be the ones that are lifted up as being the examples as the example. He says a Samaritan comes by and he takes care of the man, and he even offers, or takes him into the hotel, and he even offers to pay any kind of extra expenses that the innkeeper may have before this guy gets well. And then he asked the lawyer who had come up to Jesus, who was asking about eternal life. He asked him who was the person who was the neighbor to this man in the ditch. And of course, he says the one who offered mercy to him. So we're going to look at that story and dig into it a little bit more than just 2 people walking by and a third one come in and helped, and we should be the third. I think this also says a lot about God's reactions and actions to us, and the way that Jesus interprets the Father's will and thoughts about us. So we'll look forward to seeing you Sunday morning. Sunday school starts at 9:45. Great Sunday school class and sessions going on right now as we look at Jesus's, or we want to walk where Jesus walked, and do that stereotypical walk a mile in his shoes, and see what that means for us today. Lots of discussion, lots of thought that's going into this. Donnie's doing a great job. And then church services start at 11 o'clock. And we will see you then. Be blessed.